Falcon fan? It's your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today, you can see we're going to talk about this 53-man roster projections. It's way early. Seems like the Atlanta Falcons finally have settled in their 90-man rosters. However, we know that they keep making moves, so it could definitely change from now into training camp. So this is a way too early roster projection. I really believe that it's really going to be tough to make this 53-man roster this year because the Falcons brought so many free agents in. So some of those UDFAs and guys that usually, have a chance, the opportunity to make the team this year, they're really going to have to go out and prove themselves and beat out some of these veteran guys to actually stick to this squad. So this is my way early roster projections. This is the way I want to lay it out right now as I see it. Definitely can change, and some of those guys that we talked about, those UDFAs, some of those guys from the XFL, things like that, could definitely squeak their way in and beat out some of these other guys on the roster. So this is way too early, but this is where I'm going with right now. So guys, before we get into the roster, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like to hear what I talk about. And please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So, going to get right into it. 2 quarterbacks on the roster. That's the projection. Of course, Logan Woodside and the other young man that they just brought in. Definitely going to have an opportunity to actually compete for their practice squad spot. But I think the Atlanta Falcons are just going to keep 2 quarterbacks. That would be Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heinicke. The guys on the practice squad, just in case they need them to come in. We're going to keep 4 running backs: Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Cordell Patterson, and Avery Williams. Of course, Avery Williams is going to be our special team ace. So we know he's got to be on the roster. Cordell Patterson probably going to run some kickoff team as well. So both of those guys definitely going to be part of that four-man running back room. Caleb Huntley probably is going to be put on injury reserve, so that could be a spot, because I know he coming off his Achilles, but definitely another running back we would definitely want on this squad. All right, Keith Smith, 1 fullback. Mr. Reliable, always coming in. Arthur Smith love his fullback, so I can see Keith Smith staying with the squad as our #1 fullback. Going to keep 5 wide receivers this year: Drake London, Matt Collins, Scotty Miller, Cordell Hodge, and I brought in Penny Hart. So Jared Barnhart is the one that made the team last year. I don't see him making it, but definitely see him put him on the practice squad along with Frank Darby, another guy. And like I said, wide receivers is not like some guys in there that can definitely, got their spot solidified. So some of those guys, some UDFAs, can come in and actually, make the roster just like Jared Barnhart did last year. Offensive lineman, I only got the 5 starters on here. I'll give you the other 3. But of course, the 5 starters going to be Jake Matthews, Matthew Bergeron, Drew Dahlman, Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry. The other 3 is going to be Joshua Miles, Jalen Mayfield, and Matt Hennessy. So it was a toss-up between those last 3 guys. Other guys definitely probably could make the practice squad. Justin Schaefer, Javon Gwynn, another guy got like Ryan Newsel is another guy. Tyler Vrabel. So some of those guys could definitely, you never know, they could beat out some of these other guys. But those are the guys I'm going with right now. Once again, that's Joshua Miles, Jalen Mayfield, and Matt Hennessy. So that's my offensive lineman. 8 of those guys. We're going to keep 4 tight ends: Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith, Felipe Franks, and Parker Hesse, not Felipe Franks, and John Fitzpatrick. Felipe Franks, the one that did not make the roster this time, finally was able to get out of not have a roster spot for Felipe Franks, because it's like it just said, just too tight. So I think this is the year Felipe Franks actually might get cut and be put on the practice squad. I believe he will be still put on the practice squad, but I don't think he will make the 53-man roster this year. Special team guys, of course, Bradley Pinion, our punter, Young Wei Koo, our kicker, and our long snapper is Leo McCollum. Those guys are entrenched. I think they all is good to go. Our cornerbacks, I kept 7 cornerbacks, and the reason why, because all these guys definitely has potential to be on this roster. So I just kept 7. Don't know how many the Falcons going to keep, But, you know, to make the 53-man roster, I kept 7. AJ Terrell, Jeff Okudah, Darren Hall, Mike Hughes, Clark Phillips, D. Offer, and Trey Flowers. Kept all 7 of those guys. This is not any depth chart, so don't be looking at it like this is a depth chart. It's not how it's set up. No, they're just the 7 I decided to keep. Safeties, we kept 4 safeties: Jesse Bates, Richie Grant, Jalen Hawkins, and DeMarco Hellum. So a 7th-round pick was able to, you know, to squeak his way in. Of course, it could be the XFL guy that we just signed. Could see him beating DeMarco Hellums out. So, but right now we're going to stick with the draft pick, and we're going to bring DeMarco Hellums. He actually made it. Good special team player. Think he's going to be able to stick with the squad. Linebackers. Really, we got some linebackers that, you know, really not proven. So 4 linebackers we're going to keep. Caden Ellis, Troy Anderson, of course, Michael Walker, and then Andre Smith, the guy that just signed a lot of special teams, played a lot of games of special teams, a guy that they definitely believe that I think can make the squad. So those are the 4 linebackers we're keeping. For us, the D-line and outside linebackers, I kept 11 guys total. And so the defense, that secondary and the front 7 is where I kind of focus a lot of my defenses. Spots on for the defensive side of the ball, especially that defensive line / pass rusher. So the defensive line: Calais Campbell, Grady Jarrett, David Amuyata, Taquan Graham, and Eddie Goldman. And then going to the outside linebackers, of course, it'd be Bud Dupree, Ade Okendeji, Zach Harrison, Lorenzo Carter, Armor Ebiketie, and D'Angelo Malone. Ade Okendeji definitely could be a guy that's on the bubble. I don't know where he actually fits. Depends on how many guys they decide to keep. But Ade is one that I'm definitely looking at and see that he might be on the outside looking in. Another guy who might be on the bubble is Jalen Mayfield. Another guy on offensive line I decided to keep as well. Other than that, guys, that's my 53-man roster. Like I said, it's way early. Depending on if the Falcons make any more changes, this is what I think the Atlanta Falcons definitely can go into the regular season with. If everybody stays healthy, I think it's good depth across the board. Kind of still, have issues with the linebacker position, the wide receiver position, and now at the offensive line, who's going to be that swing tackle, and who can fill in if one of our guards go down. So those are questions we definitely still got to be answering. So you could possibly see the Atlanta Falcons, like I said, going to get veterans to fill some of those spots, bring another veteran linebacker in, veteran receiver. You never know. The swing tackle, because they released Jermaine Ifedi, that could definitely be another position. I think the places where we're really solid in, definitely in that defensive backfield. I think the defensive backfield is good. Of course, our running back room is good. Defensive line is really solid. Tight ends, of course, and if our offensive line starters stay healthy, no problems there. So the biggest thing about a 53-man roster is the back end, that depth, because some guys could get nicked and knacked throughout the season. So you want to be able to bring a guy in that where you can keep, don't lose a beat. That's the whole plan of how you trying to add depth. So like I said, it is some concern in some spots. Hopefully the Falcons address some of those, or maybe some of these guys step up and fill in those holes that we have concerns. But let me know what you think about my early 53-man roster projection. Did I get it right? Who would you take out and who would you put in based off the 90-man roster that we have right now? Or do you think this is where it's going to start in September against the Carolina Panthers? So, guys, that's all I have today. Let me know what you think about my early 53-man roster projection. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.